Hey guys, Max here. I have read probably dozens, maybe even 100 personal development books. I remember a long time ago, I read these three, and I'm going to go over three of the most important personal development books you can start reading in your 20s starting today. Here we go. The first one that really helped me solidify how my day starts and then how it's going is called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Hal talks all about his 6 habits that transform your life before 8 a.m. And yes, waking up early is a virtue. It's not a bad thing. First one is silence. Be quiet in your mind and block out the chatter through meditation, prayer, and or focused breathing. Now, you don't need to be a religious person to say prayers about people. You can say prayers and put positive energy towards people. Now, I pray to the man above. It's really interesting, though, because the more I stay silent, the more I'm able to silence the chatter. Once you're able to silence the chatter, those $1 million and really good ideas start to come in abundance. The next step is affirmations, telling yourself encouraging words to achieve goals, overcome fears, and feel happy. I've even changed the affirmations to acknowledgement. So I actually affirm myself for today because of the things I'm going to do. I'm excited about that. But also acknowledge the success I've had previously. Because a lot of times when we don't have success, we can look at the future and say, I messed up so many times in the past. But you need to remember and acknowledge yourself that you have succeeded. So affirm today and going forward, but also acknowledge what happened previously and how you had success. Visualize. Imagine yourself doing each thing you need to do for the day and imagine what it feels like to succeed. If you're exercising, going to work, working on your side hustle, whatever it may be, visualize how excited you are and how good you're going to feel while you're doing it and also at the end. Start visualizing. Seriously, close your eyes. I usually do 10 minutes for each of these. 10 minutes and visualize how excited you are to be alive and excited to do what you're doing today. That is super exciting. I know I've said excited about 1,000,000 times, but you have to be excited. You have to put emotion behind this visualization or it will not work. You must be forward thinking and looking forward to today and start visualizing why today is going to be a good day. And then one of my favorites, or not really though, is exercise. Go for a walk or a jog. Getting moving allows blood and oxygen to flow to the brain. You want to make sure there is a lot of blood going to your brain. The last thing you want is blood clots. That is how you die. You don't want that. So simply just walking around, no joke, for 10, 15 minutes starts your body up. You can go weightlift, you can go ride your bike, whatever it may be to get you going though. You must exercise in the morning. I've done both. I've exercised in the morning as well as the evening. When I do it in the morning, it sets my brain literally clear. It sets it all clear. I feel like I have foggy glass when I first wake up. It's like, and I put on my glasses and I say, oh my gosh, everything is so clear. You want to make sure your brain is clear to start going to start your day so you can stay clear throughout the whole entire day. Next one is reading. Fill your brain with positive thoughts and ideas to improve yourself. Now, I read many different things, many different personal development books, financial books, but you have to read something that's going to make you excited about the day. Yes, excited again. You have to have something positive that's going to keep you going through the day, and reading can really do that. Sometimes I even just type in on my search engine positive and encouraging quotes. Just read through 10 or 15 of them. I bet you that would change your mind in the morning and make you excited about the rest of the day. Because the reality is if you don't start your morning positive, you're going to watch the news, you're going to start becoming you're going to succumb into the news cycle. And to be honest with you, every single outlet is negative. You want to start having positivity so you can overcome that negativity. And you will be able to accomplish a lot more during the day than you were previously having negativity around you 24/7. All right, and the last is ascribing. Write a journal to process your thoughts and reflect on what you've achieved. Again, you must affirm what you've already done, acknowledge what you've done, and then talk about what you want to do. The more things you put onto paper, the more likely things are actually going to happen in real life. A wish is something you wish upon a star and hope it happens. A goal is something you write down with a date that needs to happen, a deadline. Deadlines are important. So when you're scribing, I always put, I'm going to do this by this date. If you do that, I've done that, that more often than not, you actually will succeed in that, and you'll be actually surprise yourself. And the more you surprise yourself, you have a small goal, you accomplish that. Move on to a semi-larger goal. You can eventually start going to larger and larger goals because you've built that momentum up. It's just like a snowball. If you put a piece of snow and put it at the top of the mountain, it's really small, but you roll it down the hill, eventually it becomes a huge snow mountain. The more momentum you create in your life, the more success you're going to have in your life. If we're talking about brain performance, the best predictor of brain speed is aerobic capacity. How well you can run up a hill is very strongly correlated with brain speed and cognitive shifting ability. I hate doing cardiovascular activity. I hate riding a bike. I hate running. I really don't like it. But I've had to change my mind in saying, although I don't like it in the moment, it creates something better for the future. It creates better something for today, actually. The more endorphins you have going off, the more blood you have to your brain, the more ideas you're going to have, and the more success you're going to have. It really is simple math. Simply put, get the grind in, get the jog, get the bike ride, do it. I promise you, you will thank yourself. It's been said that the first hour is the rudder of the day. If I'm lazy or haphazard in my actions during the first hour after I wake up, I tend to have a fairly lazy and unfocused day. But if I strive to make that first hour optimally productive, the rest of the day tends to follow suit. My goodness, how true is that? How often do I sleep past my alarm? Not very much anymore, thankfully. But how often have I in the past slept past my alarm and the whole entire day is completely destroyed? Everything I wanted to accomplish in the morning is not complete. That pushes off to the afternoon. The things I wanted to do in the afternoon have to go to the evening. I stay up late. Next morning I am tired. It's just a terrible, terrible way of going about it. Creating these systems, though, waking up in the morning, doing your savers, doing your things that you know are good for you, that you know you should be doing. If you think you should be doing it, you most likely should be doing it. So do it. If you can create that first hour of your day a solid foundation, you can build upon that the whole entire day. That's where you're going to find the most success throughout the day. Love the life you have while you create the life of your dreams. Don't think you have to choose one over the other. Simply put, you do not have to choose a mediocre life, and you don't have to choose giving up all your security to go after this dream life. You can be in order and chaos at the same time, having a foot in each and jumping into one at one time and going back to the one at the other time. Believe me, there's so many times where I just want to move to an island and be done with all of this. But the reality is that is chaos. What am I going to do? If I have no internet, what am I going to do, right? What am I going to do if I have no internet? So it's not a matter of choosing. It's a matter of you spend time on this, you spend time on this. You can go back and forth. No one says you have to hate just because you want a greater life for yourself does not mean you have to hate the life today. Love today and love what you're creating for tomorrow. One of the saddest things in life is to get to the end and look back and regret, knowing that you could have been, done, and had so much more. There's nobody on their deathbed who says, man, I wish I would have stayed at that job forever and worked 9 to 5. And no, they say, I wish I would have done the grand things. I wish I would have done the big things. I fear nothing in life. I truly don't. However, that's a caveat. I do fear one thing. That one fear is being on my deathbed and looking back at what I could have and should have done. The reality is, today's the day. Carpe diem. Live life today to the fullest. Now, that doesn't mean to hell with the future, do impulsive things today. That means prepare for the future today, because the future is most likely going to come. I have to say, incorporating some and all of these into my life has been really, really important, especially the exercise. If I exercise in the morning, my mind is clear and I'm able to conquer the day. So SAVERS, it's a really easy acronym. And here it is one more time so you remember. SAVERS: silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. If you can incorporate one or more of those in your morning, oh man, you're going to have a great day. Next one is 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, released a few years ago. I've read it at least one time, and it has been revolutionary to say the least. The first rule is stand up straight with your shoulders back, because you're stronger than you ever give yourself credit for, and you can accomplish and be so much more than you are today. There is so much craziness and chaos going in the world right now. I really like the subtitle, 12 Rules for Life, an antidote to chaos, because there is so much chaos going on, and it's good to have routine. It's good to be disciplined, because the reality is the faster you can be disciplined, the faster you can put a foundation of discipline in your life, the faster you can begin building the life that you really want. Because I promise you, if you stay on the other path, which is having chaos all the time and not knowing what you're doing, not having a plan, just doing it by the seat of your pants, you're not going to be able to accomplish the things that you want to do. You have to have a plan, in that order. That concrete foundation is necessary. You can only find out what you actually believe rather than what you think you believe by watching how you act. You simply don't know what you believe before that. You are too complex to understand yourself. I mean, isn't that the truth? Have you ever seen people who, I really like this person, or I like doing this, yet they spend no time doing it? I really want to be successful, yet they're watching TV for 3 hours a night. Your actions tell me everything I didn't know. And that's the big thing. You want to find people around you who are actually walking the walk, not just talking the talk. Talking the talk with these two things, it's very easy. Everyone can do that. Everyone can say something is important to them, but actually showing it and actually doing it, now that is what I'm talking about. Don't underestimate the power of vision and direction. These are irresistible forces, able to transform what might appear to be unconquerable obstacles into traversable pathways and expanding opportunities. What's your vision for your life? What's your direction of your life? Figure out those two things. Once you have that solidified, again, the foundation, the slab, the concrete slab foundation, then you can start building on truly whatever you want in life. Do you want this? Go for it. You want that? Go for it. You can accomplish it. You can do so much more than you are today. All you have to do is set your mind to it and do it. No more excuses. When you have something to say, silence is a lie. Do not be a coward. Be courageous. Tell the truth always. Truth above everything. Always be a truth bearer. Stop lying to yourself about things. Stop lying to others about things. Figure out a way to traverse the path and tell the truth. Truth is the best way we can go into the future. If you build your life around lying, around lies, even if they're small lies, they're going to bite you in the rear. Truth above everything. Strengthen the individual. Start with yourself. Take care with yourself. Define who you are. Refine your personality. Choose your destination and articulate your being. As the great 19th century German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche so brilliantly noted, he whose life has a why can bear almost any how. Do you have something that magnetizes you to wake up every morning with a smile on your face? Now, not a smile. Do you have something that magnetizes you every morning that gets you up and gets you excited about the day? If you don't have that, you need to figure out what that is. Figure out that vision, that why. Why am I waking up? If the answer is because my bills are due, that's a terrible answer. You're going to fizzle out and you're going to hate everything around you and probably hate you yourself. Figure out a vision. Figure out the reason you're here on this earth. We all have a very specific reason we're here on this earth. The thing is, it's there. It's there for you to find, though. Figure out what your strengths are. Figure out what the 3 best things you are at doing. What are your 3 biggest strengths? And what are your biggest weaknesses? It's good to see both. You can take the weaknesses and say, well, for me specifically, I am not a very detail-oriented person. I try really hard, but I don't cross my T's and I don't dot my I's as much as I really, really try. Now, I am at the relational aspect. I am at the leading aspect. I am in the inspirational aspect, the visionary. So since I have those, I'm going to focus on those and do my best to create my life systems that complement those strengths. The weaknesses, I can find people to help me with those. But the strengths, I'm going to focus on and only focus on making those the best they can be. Haven't you ever seen a mother protecting her young ones? The why is her kids, because she loves them deeply. Don't ever separate a mother from her kids, or Mama Bear comes and she's going to destroy you. You need to find that kind of why that above all else, that why prevails. And if you think tough men are dangerous, wait until you see what weak men are capable of. Yeah, weak men are capable of terrible, heinous things. Look at the 20th century. 100 million people approximately died from tyrannical governments and communism. Yet Marxism is still on the rise. Why? Well, because weak people are convincing other weak people that it's a good idea. That's why you need to strengthen yourself. Start with the individual. Start with, how can I be a strong person? Figure out what that is and do it. The alternative to you being strong is you being rather weak. And the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to be weak or strong? Simple answer. The better ambitions have to do with the development of character and ability rather than status and power. Status you can lose. You carry character with you wherever you go, and it allows you to prevail against adversity. Again, focusing on yourself, developing personally, not trying to accomplish all the outside problems. Focus on what you can do in your own life specifically, because the status and the power that you crave can be taken from you in an instant. No one can take away your character, though. No one can take away your discipline. No one can take away who you are. Become the kind of person that you're proud of being. Focus on your ideals, qualities, and people, and figure out how you can incorporate that into your life. If you incorporate those ideals into your life, you will be able to prevail against any adversity that comes against you. So that is 12 rules. I would have to say probably my most impactful and most important rule is tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Why is there so much fakeness, so much plastic everywhere? Because people are telling white lies about their lives. Look at social media. It's the best parts of everyone's life 24/7 for everyone else to see when they're living a normal life. It's just a recipe for absolute disaster. So the fact of the matter is, tell the truth. Tell people the authentic truth. What's actually happening. Now, you don't need to spill your guts to everybody you see, but tell the truth to everybody, to others, as well as tell the truth to yourself. That's even more important. All right, then the last book I have is Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. This is another one that just talks all about, taking ownership of your life, taking ownership of what's happening in your life. Every single thing that's happening in your life is most likely a cause of something you have participated in. Now, there's sometimes when you're a victim, and I understand that. You don't choose to be in a car accident when someone smashes into you. The fact of the matter is, most things that are happening in your life, you have direct control over. And the reality is you have current control over it, so do something about it. The discipline that you have in your life is totally predicated on whether you think you have control over yourself, control over things around you. You don't have very much control over external factors. That's just a fact. It is what it is. You cannot control others. You cannot control society at large. You can only control yourself. Once you can start controlling yourself and having that discipline, then you can begin going outwardly. The moment you begin taking ownership for everything in your life, that's the moment where you have agency, which pretty much means you have the ability to control not so much the outcome, but you can control how you react to life. And a lot of times the way you respond to life is the way the outcome is going to come about. So do things that suck. Have discipline. Do things that you don't want to do every single day. Create that foundation of discipline, that concrete. You can then begin to build and start actually taking ownership for every different part of your life. Whether it's the smallest, like brushing your teeth, or biggest, like what's happening with my life, what's happening around me. Taking ownership of every bad thing and every good thing that happens, you have control on what's going to happen. Although discipline demands control and aestheticism, it actually results in freedom. When you have the discipline to get up early, you're rewarded with more free time. Isn't that just kind of easy? 2 + 2 = 4. You wake up early. You wake up 30 minutes early. You have 30 minutes to do something you actually want to do. So the question is, do you want freedom? If the answer is yes, then become very disciplined. Extreme ownership. Leaders must own everything in their world. There is no one else to blame. Lead your own life, right? It starts with the individual. If you are blaming others for your circumstances, for the bad things that are happening, you're putting all the control in their court. You want to take the control in your court. Choose that. Although these things may be happening from external sources, I'm going to choose how I respond and how I'm going to make this right. Our freedom to operate and maneuver had increased substantially through disciplined procedures. Discipline equals freedom. Procedures. Do you have a system of your life where you're actually following the manual of waking up early, exercising? Well, go back to, book number 1, savers, silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Are you doing those things? If the answer is no, then you're probably not going to have much freedom in your life. And I know that sounds counterintuitive. The more I control myself, the more freedom I'm going to have. It seems like I'm holding one hand a really, really strong fist, but the other hand I'm completely open. Well, yeah, life is pretty counterintuitive sometimes. The more discipline, the more things you have in systems in your life, the more you're going to be able to focus on the things that actually matter. If you have to think really hard about what you're going to eat for lunch, I remember working in an office years and years ago, and these people, no joke, would spend 45 minutes to an hour talking about what they're going to eat for lunch. Where are they going to go? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go eat today? I just think, my goodness, an hour to discuss that? That just seems mind-blowing. You do that 5 days a week, there's 5 hours. You do that for a month, that's 20 hours you've discussed what you're going to eat. Having systems in place, having discipline, having those things already taken care of, although it may be bland at times, guess what? Life is usually bland. Surprise, you know that though. Life is usually routine. If you can create the routine though, where you have these systems in place, you can begin to build what you actually want there. Not just the boring 9-to-5 drudgy life you live. You can actually start building from that foundation that you put down. The foundation being the discipline. In summary, life throws curveballs. Life has difficulties. The faster you can start taking ownership and responsibility, the faster you can change those circumstances for the better. All right, those are my 3 personal development books. I would encourage anybody who's at the start of this journey. I wish I would have read them a hell of a lot earlier, but that's life. I want to know what you guys think, though. What other personal development books are good for people who are young? Please comment right now, and I will catch you guys on the next video.